Hello, welcome to a new episode of Synth News, the format to summarize all the hardware, software and iOS synthesizer news. This week I have 2 weeks in one show, so let's go! I don't know how many of you are using Propeller Reason, but there are sometimes very interesting products also there. Jiggery Pockery released Champagne Supernova, a new synthesizer for the rack extension format that emulates the great Nova chord instrument from the past, which is initially released by Hammond Organ in 1930, and the specialty of the instrument was it can produce very strange string or area synth coils and everything with a very analog charm. And it's a very unique instrument which is not comparable with a classic synthesizer, and for me it makes a really interesting product here for the Reason rack extension format, but it would be cool also to see such an instrument for a plugin format. So hopefully the developer will release this also as VST maybe, or audio unit. But nonetheless, it's a very interesting instrument here for Reason rack extension. I have also used some Basel Instruments, which released the 16 knobs controller editor for PC, Mac and Linux. It's available for free and is an editor which gives you the possibility to map the different parameters more easily to your knobs. And it works with MIDI, with sysax, and it's a really cool little controller which gives you a lot of knobs for playing, for example, with hardware synthesizers or even with software. And it's only available as DIY. But for me, it's now more interesting to see that the company released this editor, which makes it far more easy to work with this controller. So big thanks to Basel Instruments for this free editor. Not so great news coming from Arturia this week. They announced that the price of the MatrixBrute will raise on July 1st, 2018, and it will cost then $300 and euro more than before, due of increasing cost of analog components, manufacturing and shipping. For me personally, it's maybe a bit risky because it's still a mono or paraphonic synthesizer and they are still not the biggest company for making analog synths, and so it's possible a bit risky to raise the price that much, and we will see if the community will accept this price and will still buy it. Moog is known in the world with their hardware synthesizer and especially for the mini Moog. In the past there is also some interesting and great sounding iOS apps, and this Monday they released another app which covers the Mini Moog Model D. It's an official emulation of the iconic hardware synthesizer, and it's not just an emulation, but it's an instrument with more features than the hardware. It has up to 4 voice polyphony, effects, a performance-oriented patch browser, and of course an iOS audio unit version that gives you the possibility to use it in multiple instances. In my opinion, the character is very authentic and the sound quality is very noble for an iOS synth. Also, when you are not an 100% iOS musician, I can highly recommend you to download this app. Unfortunately, the price of $499 is no longer available, but for the current price, I could say it's a really great synthesizer. And also, quick little tip, if you are now a user of the Behringer Model D, for example, or of a Mini Moog reissue, you can also download this app, for example, to use it as editor. So for me, it's a no-brainer because you get a Mini Moog on your iPad or iPhone, and you can play it in the train, in the park, and everywhere you want. So big thanks for Moog Music to release this amazing app with a great sound quality and for a quite affordable price. I have also good news for lovers of free plugins. The OBXD synthesizer is available again at the Disco DSP website. It's an emulation of the Tom Oberheim OBX, OBXR and OB8 synthesizer, and the developer updated here the installers for the PC and Mac version and made it again free of charge available. And in my opinion, it's a great sounding free synthesizer which you can miss if you use many synthesizers on your PC or Mac. I discovered also this week very small electronic instruments. They called Bivavlia. They are very lovely designed synthesizers. They look a bit like toys, but they feature a big engine. They are powered by the Axolotic core, that is a modular synthesizer platform that can be compared with the Nord modular engine, and where you can stack patches together and create very complex sounds. It's a modular synthesizer, so you have different modules like an oscillator, filter, envelopes and much more, and then you can create massive patches like in the past with the Nord modular. And the designer takes here a lot of love for the design of the instrument, so he includes also very cool keys and several knobs for changing parameter. And what is for me an exciting feature, you can save these patches from the XLOT core directly on the micro SD card, and so you have this little synthesizer with full of different synth patches and very complex ones. And for me it's an amazing project that shows that it's possible to build a complex engine in a small synth. I would like often to see such ideas not only from small companies but also from bigger companies. And hopefully we will see in the future more innovative ideas from the big companies and not only from the small companies, because they have the power, and I'm pretty sure they have also the developers to create such interesting instruments. Nonetheless, for me, the Bavaria are very interesting synthesizers which are actually not available, but it shows what is possible with this €60 XLOT core. Do you have dreamed from a possibility to transform images in sounds? If yes, there are several interesting software solutions available. For PC you have here ImageLine Harmor, for iOS for example Virtual RNS, for PC and Mac also the Photosounder, or for Mac the MetaSynth. The last one released this week an update to version 6 with new features and improvements, and it allows you to import images or paint images inside the application and then transform them in sound. And with these paintings you can manipulate them further and create so very interesting unheard sounds. And it's available only for Mac, and it's specially made for sound designers which always want to find new sounds and not want to take samples or known samples and want to discover new dimensions of sounds. So it's a very interesting but very complex software instrument here. But if you love to create very interesting new sounds, I can highly recommend you to check out the demo version. You may remember that I released a review on the Synth Anatomy website about the Syntronic synthesizer collection by IK Multimedia. It was a very cool instrument, especially for players and less for sound designers. And what is cool now to see, the company released a new version of it, and it's called the Syntronic Deluxe. It's an expanded version which features several new libraries. So it includes now a library based on the VCS3, on the memory Moog, on the Quad Monopoly, on the Poly 6, on the Roland SH2 and SH5. One is called Modulum, so it's based on the modular Moog, VCS3 and Andromeda synthesizer. And existing users can upgrade for $99, which is, in my opinion, quite fair for upgrade, because you get over 10 GB of new sounds, and it gives you even more possibilities to combine different sounds. If you are interested in this instrument, I recommend you to read my review on the Synth Anatomy website, where you get a deeper look inside these instruments. Besides the new Model D release, there's also a second new synthesizer release. It's called Volt by Numerical Audio. It's a new virtual analog synthesizer for iOS. You maybe say now it's not again a virtual analog synth, but this one is quite interesting because it features MPE support, which gives you the possibility to use here Rolly keyboards or the instrument, and offers you a bit more sound design options and how you play it, because you can bend the sounds and you can map them to different parameters, and so your sounds are very lively here. And I can produce sounds from the 70s and 80s, and for my first tests it sounds very powerful. It's not the biggest sound engine in my opinion, but it has a nice sounding, and on top it has also an audio unit free version, and the CPU consumption is here very low, which gives you the possibility to use it in multiple instances without any problems. So again, a great release of Numerical Audio, and looking forward to hear from you how do you find it. Enough gear news, it's time for music. I'm very happy to announce that Ulrich Schnaus has released a new EP on Bandcamp with the name Improvisation 2. It's available with the Name Your Price tag, so you can put your own price in it and then download it. It features 2 tracks, and each track has here over 30 minutes, and you get so over 60 minutes of new Ulrich Schnaus sounds, and it has mainly crowd electronics, ambient, atmosphere, subambient, and I really enjoyed the sounds because I really love this style like Tangerine Dream or Klaus Schulze, And if you enjoy this music, I highly recommend you to check out this new album. A deal tip I have also this week for you. Check out the Hybrid 3 synthesizer and expansion sale for just $1. You get here a Hybrid 3 synthesizer for just $1, and every expansion is also available for the same price. Hybrid 3 is a synthesizer that combines virtual analog and wavetable synthesis, and it has many different presets included, so it has around 1,000, and it's very comparable with the massive synthesizer from Native Instruments, so it's very good for using in EDM music. And the engine is quite big because you have here different effects. You have also granular delay and different auto effects, and you have 2 different arpeggiators or sequencers, so you can create very big sounds here for very little amount of money. And for me, it is an absolute no-brainer to buy this because it gives you for $1 only a lot of sounds, a lot of possibilities to your door. Big thanks for watching this new episode of Synth News. Please let me know in the comments below what's your favorite news of the week. It would be cool to discuss with you. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a positive thumb and a subscription for more feature videos. And don't forget to join the Patreon page for monthly new preset libraries, sample libraries, plugins and more. And also to participate on exclusive giveaways for iOS apps, plugins and much more. Big thanks for watching and hope to see you very soon in one of our next videos. Bye!